What is adaptation? Adaptation is the process by which organisms adjust to survive and reproduce in their specific environment. Adaptations develop over many generations through natural selection. Individuals with beneficial traits survive and reproduce more, causing these traits to become more common in the population. Let's see how this works in a population. Initially, few individuals have a beneficial trait. Over generations, natural selection increases the frequency of this adaptation. Adaptation is not a conscious choice, but an evolutionary process. Let's look at some examples. Polar bears have evolved numerous adaptations for Arctic environments, including thick white fur for camouflage and insulation, and large paws for walking on ice. Similarly, cacti have adaptations for desert conditions, such as spines to reduce water loss and deter predators, thick skin to store water, and specialized photosynthesis. These adaptations developed over thousands of generations as natural selection favored individuals with traits that enhanced survival in their specific environments. Remember, adaptation is an ongoing evolutionary process that occurs over many generations, not within an individual's lifetime. It's driven by natural selection, not conscious choice. Understanding adaptation helps us comprehend how the incredible diversity of life on Earth developed to thrive in countless different environments. Behavioral adaptations are changes in how animals act to help them survive in their environment. These adaptive behaviors have evolved over time and directly contribute to survival and reproductive success. Migration is when animals travel long distances seasonally. Many birds fly thousands of miles to find food and suitable breeding grounds. Arctic terns hold the record for the longest migration, traveling 44,000 miles annually between the Arctic and Antarctic. Hibernation is when animals enter a state of inactivity during winter months. Bears hibernate to conserve energy when food is scarce. During hibernation, a bear's heart rate drops significantly, body temperature decreases, and they can go for months without eating, drinking, or excreting waste. Many desert animals exhibit nocturnal behavior, being active at night to avoid the extreme daytime heat. This behavior provides several advantages, including cooler temperatures, reduced water loss, fewer predators, and specialized hunting opportunities. Behavioral adaptations provide significant survival and reproductive benefits to animals. These adaptations conserve energy, optimize resource use, help avoid predators, and improve reproduction. All these behavioral adaptations directly increase survival probability, reproductive success, and long-term species fitness. Structural adaptations are physical features that help organisms survive in their specific environments. Camouflage is a remarkable structural adaptation. Chameleons can change their color to match their environment. When on green leaves, they turn green, and when on brown bark, they change to brown. This color-changing ability helps them hide from predators and increases their chances of survival. The giraffe's long neck is a classic example of a specialized body structure that evolved over time. Over millions of years, ancestral giraffes with slightly longer necks had a survival advantage. Modern giraffes have evolved extremely long necks, allowing them to reach foliage high in trees that other animals cannot access. Aquatic mammals like dolphins have evolved highly streamlined bodies for efficient swimming. A less streamlined body creates more drag in water, making movement slow and requiring more energy. Dolphins have evolved perfectly streamlined bodies with smooth contours and efficient tail shapes. This adaptation allows them to swim quickly through water while using minimal energy, giving them a survival advantage when hunting or escaping predators. To summarize, structural adaptations are physical features that develop in response to environmental pressures. These adaptations provide direct survival advantages to organisms in their specific environments. They develop over long periods of evolutionary time through the process of natural selection. And they are often highly specialized for specific functions like camouflage, feeding, or movement. Physiological adaptations are internal processes that help organisms survive in their environments. We'll explore 3 key examples of physiological adaptations: venom production in snakes, temperature regulation in mammals, and specialized digestive systems in ruminants like cows. Snake venom is a remarkable physiological adaptation. Specialized glands produce complex toxic proteins that are delivered through hollow fangs. This venom helps snakes immobilize prey and begin digestion externally. Different snake species have evolved various venom compositions based on their specific prey and habitat. Mammals have evolved remarkable temperature regulation systems. Unlike reptiles, mammals maintain a constant internal body temperature regardless of external conditions. When too hot, mammals sweat and dilate blood vessels to release heat. When too cold, they shiver and constrict blood vessels to conserve heat. This physiological adaptation is controlled by the hypothalamus in the brain, allowing mammals to remain active in varying environmental conditions. Ruminants like cows have evolved a specialized multi-chambered stomach that allows them to extract nutrients from plant material that other animals cannot digest. The first chamber, the rumen, contains billions of microorganisms that ferment cellulose in plants. This is followed by the reticulum, omosum, and finally the abomasum. Each chamber has a specialized function. The rumen ferments plant material, the reticulum further breaks down food, the omosum absorbs water, and the abomasum functions like a true stomach with digestive enzymes. Physiological adaptations are often invisible but crucial for survival. They allow organisms to process food efficiently, defend themselves, and maintain internal balance or homeostasis in challenging environments. These internal adaptations have evolved over millions of years through natural selection, providing specific advantages in an organism's particular environment. Desert environments present extreme challenges for survival. Deserts present several key challenges: extreme temperature variations, severe water scarcity, intense solar radiation, and limited food. Camels have remarkable water conservation abilities. They can lose up to 25% of their body weight in water without harm. Their specialized physiology includes concentrated urine, fluctuating body temperature to reduce sweating, and oval-shaped blood cells that continue functioning during dehydration. Kangaroo rats have evolved exceptional water management. They can metabolically extract water from dry seeds, produce highly concentrated urine, and have specialized nasal passages that reduce water loss during breathing. Their nocturnal lifestyle helps them avoid daytime heat. Many desert animals have evolved nocturnal lifestyles. Desert foxes, scorpions, geckos, and kangaroo rats are active primarily at night. This behavior provides several advantages: avoiding extreme daytime temperatures, reducing water loss, experiencing lower predation risk, and accessing different food sources. Desert plants like cacti have evolved specialized adaptations. Their leaves have modified into spines to reduce surface area and water loss. A thick waxy cuticle prevents evaporation, while expanded stems store water. Their shallow, widespread root systems quickly absorb rainfall. Many desert plants have evolved different strategies. Some develop deep taproot systems to access groundwater. Others are drought deciduous, shedding their leaves during dry periods. CAM photosynthesis allows plants to open their stomata at night when it's cooler, and small leaves help reduce water loss through transpiration. Desert organisms have evolved distinct morphological adaptations. Desert foxes have large ears that increase surface area for heat dissipation while enhancing hearing for hunting. Many desert animals have light-colored fur or scales that reflect sunlight and provide camouflage. Specialized water storage tissues in both plants and some animals enable survival during extended droughts. These desert adaptations demonstrate how evolution has created specialized solutions for one of Earth's most challenging environments. Aquatic environments present unique challenges for the organisms that live there. Fish have developed specialized gills to extract oxygen from water. Their streamlined bodies reduce drag, allowing efficient movement through the water. Marine mammals like dolphins have evolved specialized adaptations. They have flippers and flukes for precise movement control. A thick blubber layer provides insulation in cold water, and their efficient lungs allow them to dive for extended periods. Aquatic plants have evolved in fascinating ways. Water lilies have specialized air chambers that provide buoyancy and flat leaves to capture maximum sunlight. Underwater plants like seaweed have flexible stems that bend with water currents rather than resisting them. In deep water environments, organisms face intense pressure, cold temperatures, and darkness. Deep sea fish have pressure resistant bodies with specialized proteins. They often have large eyes to capture what little light exists. Many use bioluminescence for communication and hunting in the darkness. To summarize, aquatic organisms have developed four main types of adaptations: respiratory systems to extract oxygen from water, body shapes for efficient movement, specialized structures for buoyancy and flexibility, and unique adaptations for deep water environments. Mimicry and co-adaptations are fascinating examples of how species evolve in relation to one another. Batesian mimicry occurs when harmless species evolve to resemble dangerous ones. Predators learn to avoid both, giving the harmless mimic protection without the cost of producing actual defenses. A classic example is the hoverfly, which resembles a wasp. The wasp's distinctive black and yellow stripes warn predators of its painful sting. Over time, the harmless hoverfly has evolved to mimic these warning signals, even though it has no sting. Birds and other predators avoid the hoverfly, mistaking it for a dangerous wasp. In contrast, Müllerian mimicry occurs when multiple dangerous species evolve similar warning signals. This shared appearance reinforces the warning, helping predators learn more quickly to avoid a common pattern. An example is the shared red, yellow, and black banding patterns seen in various venomous snake species. Initially, these species may have had somewhat different patterns. Over time, these patterns converged, reinforcing a single warning signal that predators quickly learn to associate with danger. Coevolution occurs when species reciprocally affect each other's evolution, developing complementary adaptations that often benefit both organisms. A classic example is the relationship between flowers and their pollinators. Initially, both may have simple structures. As they interact, they exert selective pressure on each other. Flowers that evolve deeper nectar tubes can better protect their nectar and ensure pollinator loyalty. In response, moths evolve longer proboscises to reach the nectar. This reciprocal selection can lead to highly specialized relationships, like the Madagascar star orchid and its moth pollinator, where the flower's nectar spur and the moth's proboscis both evolve to be over 30 centimeters long. These relationships demonstrate how adaptations often develop within complex ecological contexts. Species evolve not in isolation, but in response to other organisms in their environment. A single species may be involved in multiple coevolutionary relationships simultaneously, forming a web of adaptations with different species in its community. To summarize, adaptations often evolve in response to other species. Mimicry can be protective or mutually beneficial, and coevolution creates increasingly specialized relationships between organisms. Organisms have developed remarkable adaptations to survive in the most extreme environments on Earth. In polar regions, animals face challenges of extreme cold and limited resources. Polar mammals like bears have developed thick layers of blubber and dense fur to insulate against freezing temperatures. Fish in polar waters have evolved anti-freeze proteins that prevent ice crystal formation in their blood, allowing them to survive in waters below freezing point. Social adaptations like huddling help animals conserve heat. Emperor penguins rotate positions in their huddle, sharing the burden of exposure to the wind. At high altitudes, organisms face challenges including low oxygen levels, intense UV radiation, and extreme temperature fluctuations. Humans who live at high elevations, like in the Andes or Himalayas, produce more red blood cells to increase oxygen carrying capacity in the blood. Birds that fly at high altitudes have evolved specialized respiratory systems with air sacs that allow for more efficient oxygen extraction. Some organisms, like tardigrades, can survive in the most extreme conditions imaginable, from the vacuum of space to temperatures near absolute zero. These extraordinary adaptations demonstrate how life finds ways to thrive in seemingly inhospitable conditions throughout our planet. Adaptations come with costs and constraints that limit how organisms can respond to their environments. While adaptations help organisms survive, every adaptation comes with trade offs. Resources and energy used for one trait cannot be used for another. Specialized adaptations can limit flexibility when environments change. Consider the koala, which has evolved to feed almost exclusively on eucalyptus leaves. While this specialization allows it to thrive in eucalyptus forests, it becomes a severe limitation if these forests decline. Organisms have limited energy to allocate between different functions. A male peacock's elaborate tail attracts mates, but requires substantial energy to grow and maintain, reducing resources available for other functions like immune defense or predator evasion. Generalist species can utilize various resources and survive in different environments, but they may not excel in any particular condition. Specialists are highly efficient in specific environments, but vulnerable when conditions change. Human activities are causing environmental changes at rates far exceeding natural adaptation processes. Climate change, habitat fragmentation, and pollution create challenges that many specialized species cannot adapt to quickly enough. Understanding the trade-offs and limitations of adaptation is crucial for conservation efforts. While natural selection has produced remarkable adaptations, there are inherent constraints on how quickly and completely organisms can adapt to new conditions. Conservation strategies must account for these adaptation limitations as we work to protect biodiversity in our rapidly changing world.